Welcome back everyone, Dad with the controller here. We're about to continue our no charm, no damage, no autosave, no infinite ammo run. And we're doing good so far. We're about to grab Emily. And yeah, this next section is a little bit tricky. But with a bit of practice, it's actually not too bad. I've taken 2 hemolytic injectors with me. I've equipped the RIP knife. And I've taken the Requiem with me. So there's multiple different ways to do this. Yeah, you can just skip past these guys. That nurse is still cleaning the floor. The other guy is still alive, unfortunately. But yeah, we could just run past them. Keep running over here, and we're about to see a few blister heads. Just ignore them. And when the cutscene triggers, they'll be gone. You know, things like that in gaming is a little bit questionable. It was triggering there, and then I would have preferred if you had to deal with it, but video games, eh? Now, this Requiem bullet was a little bit of a waste because I could have gone in there and killed 2 for 1. The zombie that's sitting on the floor, and kill him, but I just played it super safe. Take him out with 1 rec shot, and then give this guy a few shots in the face. Use the RIP knife. He's done. Come in here real quick. Give this guy a hemolytic injector. Bye-bye, my friend. Pick up the blood bag. Come back in here very quickly. And then you'll get this guy coming in. Be careful here. You don't want to waste your hemolytic injector on this guy on the floor, so be careful. Give him a few focus shots. And use the in and out strategy. If you need to, but since I've got the RIP knife equipped, I can just get rid of this guy. He's done. Run quickly into this room, grab the bag, grab the ammo, and do a lap around. This room is actually pretty consistent if you do it the way I'm doing it. I have replayed this section multiple times, and it always works out pretty similar if you do it the way I'm doing it. But like I said, there's different ways to do it. Just wait here. There will be a blister head. It won't really come into this room. It usually turns into a blister head and always goes into the far room. But just take your time. We just want to hit Emily. There it is. She calls us in, and voila. Easy. Easy.
I thought that thing was dead.
I mean, it's not that easy, but yeah, with a bit of practice, it becomes a little bit easy. And now we're going to the basement. But before we get to the basement, we got to deal with this chunk. We're back to the one-man demolition machine, Leon. Go into the box. I'm about to sell the shotgun here because I prefer the other shotgun. We've got enough money now. We've got enough credits. Buy this 990 TAC. I like this shotgun, and upgrade it. I gave it 1 upgrade there, and then I purchased the shotgun ammo, I think, as well as the rifle ammo. These things are not required. The ammo parts are not required. You know, like I said, we will have plenty of ammo, but yeah, I like purchasing ammo. You know, the more ammo, the better. Grab everything from this room. Grab everything on our way out, and we're about to deal with this chunk. Obviously, there are probably more optimal ways to do it, but I think my way was pretty decent. As long as you don't get too greedy with the way you try to take him out, you'll be able to deal with him just fine. Come in here, grab the scrap. Equip your shotgun, aim at his face. Even though I didn't get too many face shots, I should have gone in front of him, but I just didn't want to risk it too much. And I emptied the entire shotgun. You can see he's about to grab you there, so don't get too greedy. And then just run back to this section here. He'll get trapped. Reload, give him 1, and he's down. Now here you can empty some shots and then execute him with the hatchet, but you know, I just went in. And now he's down again. Give him 1 with the hatchet. By the way, I really do like this hatchet in this game, especially the mechanic of sharpening it. You know, a few people don't like it, and they were saying they prefer the knives I've seen online, but I actually do think it's pretty cool, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, just be careful when he's chasing after you. Try to be quick. You do have enough time to grab those boxes, but it's not necessary. You don't have to risk it. But you can see I'm showing you can do that. I've also grabbed this box, let him climb up, give him one powerful strike there, and then just go all in with the hatchet. One heavy attack, the rest all light attacks. Reload, you've got enough time, drop down, and then just aim at his face and unload on him. And if you can, unload a few shots and then execute him. Execute Order 66. Then just run back and just climb up. Again, you have enough time. Try not to take too long. Grab all the ammo here, turn around, shoot him in the face. Heavy attack, then the rest light attacks, and he'll fold like a sack of potatoes. Drop down, aim at his head, and unload on him. Then execute. And I think he's done. Yeah. Done. This is me trying to look pretty cool for all the dads out there. I didn't need to wait around here, but I just thought I did it. And I was pleased with myself. So I just wanted to look extra stylish with Leon S. Kennedy. You know, that's one thing that I wish they would have done in this game. By the way, there's ammo here, but he didn't break the walls, so I couldn't grab it. Just make sure you grab everything in the room. We've grabbed everything upstairs. Grab everything you need here. But yeah, I was saying that some design choices for this Resident Evil, like there isn't an S rank or any completion time for this. I wish they had included that. You know, like in Resident Evil 4 Remake, there was a potential of completing the game in an S rank with a certain amount of saves, whereas in this game, you know, lots of players have had to create their own challenge, which is not that bad, but I would prefer if it was a built-in in-game design. And I also dislike the fact that when you unlock stuff, it unlocks permanently, and it caused me a few issues. I didn't know about that until later. So for example, the hatchet you pick up from Hank, or potentially Hank, just be careful here. You know, this guy's got that bottle. Execute him, and now we can rack up some credits. We can actually do a whole lap over here, but I decided to not do an entire lap. Be careful of this zombie as well. She could be positioned in different places. I decided to risk it there, but you could just take it easy and then continue on our way. But yeah, I was saying, I think it would have just been much. So the hatchet from Hank, if you've unlocked it, you know, I actually got the platinum, and you know, I had to buy everything, all the bonus weapons. He doesn't actually drop it in playthroughs, and unfortunately, I didn't know that. So I had to account for that in my credits when I'm trying to do this no damage, no charms run. I had to end up purchasing it from the box, but I did it by purchasing it from the box. You'll see later, because I felt like I didn't want to cheat, you know, even though it's my own rules. I'm technically not cheating, but I just thought, you know, we got to play it how it's got to be played. Wait here for this singing zombie to pass by and execute Order 66. And just continue on our way. Now we're supposed to go upstairs here, but I decided to take a quick detour downstairs and do a quick lap. It's not required again, but you do get additional ammo, some rec bullets. The rec bullets, you only get one. It's not that worth it, but you do get a lot of stock in the cupboards for your other guns. But like I said, we just end up with too much ammo by the end of the game. But it's you know, if I wanted to do the game quicker, or if I was trying to do it under 4 hours, then I would just possibly skip some of these parts. And even here I was playing it super conservative. I could have just killed this guy with my weapons. But I decided to execute Order 66. Come around here, put your light on so you can see. And remember, this zombie's still flicking away at this light. Just put him out of his misery. He's dead. Right, it is a little bit dark in here, so just go back in here and, you know, some more extra credits. Be careful of this zombie. For some reason, you can't execute her. You can see now, I attempt to execute her twice and he does this weird animation. So, look at that. But yeah, just finish her off. Just be careful. And on our way, we're going to the kitchen. If you remember, we opened the pantry key with Grace. And so now it's ready and available for us to deal with. And just don't do what I did here. Don't do what I did. So that's fine. You can peek in and just let them out. Just be careful because they can lunge at you. I was trying to be stylish here. I don't need to do this. I did take a risk, but Dad stayed calm. I mean, that was really John Wick style, wasn't it? I did like that animation. It did look pretty cool. He kind of did a like a bit of a rotation back to pull out his gun. So it felt pretty awesome pulling that off, but it's very risky. But like I said before, fortune favors the brave. Grab everything in here. And there's the one rec bullet. I mean, it could have given us two. They've been, we can craft two with Grace, and they're being a little bit tight here, but alas, we do what we must. Open the door here and get rid of this guy. We're racking up the credits. And we're done. I think that's all I do here. I could go around to the other side, but there's a lot of blister heads that you got to deal with, and there's a legendary tracking module that you can get all on the other side. It's up to you if you want to do that, but the run will be a bit longer, a bit more risky. And I just thought, yeah, let me just cut this short and continue on our way. So yeah, I was talking about the challenges, and you know, I really love Resident Evil 4 because it had that 15 save limit. It could be done on professional. You had to do it under a certain time limit to get the S rank. Oh yeah, there's our friend that blister heads that I left on the stairs. But don't worry about him. Just take this guy out with a pistol shot. Blow up the barrel and just leave that guy. He won't be bothering us anymore. Go into the room and get this guy to wake up. Now, these guys, when they are resurrecting or whatever, they're kind of invincible, and I do end up wasting some ammo shots at some of them because I was like, again, I didn't fully realize that. I was still trying to figure things out, and I realized that actually they do have some invincibility frames, which is a bit annoying. But I guess it would be too easy if you could just unload on them while they're resurrecting. So, kind of makes sense. Yeah, position yourself here. You could take this guy out nicely by throwing the axe at him. Some of these throwables are good. And again, I was a bit late here. Yeah, don't. Well, I swung my hatchet there because I thought I was going to make it, but I didn't make it clearly. But no problem. We adapt. Lots of things can go pear-shaped, and we must adapt. I was just checking to see here if we left anything, but I think I've got everything that I need. And yeah, we're nearly done here. We just got to make sure we deal with the next room, and we'll be back to Grace. So I made a hash of things here. This can be done way more cleanly than I'm about to do it, but nonetheless, you could use it as a learning experience in case things go wrong, so that the no damage run doesn't end. But yeah, you're gonna see now that I start unloading too early, while the blister head is blistering. You can see there I just wasted like 3 shots for no reason. I could have just waited and been patient, and then started to unload on him. But yeah, doesn't matter. And the situation can quickly escalate out of control. You can see they're coming, and I just thought I don't want to risk it here. Have a grenade, my friend. He's done. And yeah, again, the angle when you're shooting them at the legs, it doesn't always work. Sometimes you unload 1 or 2, he flies away. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 shots. But yeah, we wanted to do some cardio, didn't we? That's our cardio done for the week. And Leon's section is done. We're doing good. We're doing good. But yeah, like I said, there's some design choices that I would have preferred if Capcom kind of like changed it, you know, in terms of the drops, the permanent unlocks. I wish there's options to take that off. And even the charms, like if you want to do you know, a charm run, I wish they designed it in a way where you had to pick, you know, there was an option where you can pick it up as if it was your first playthrough. But unfortunately, they didn't account for all of that. Back to Grace now. We're doing good. We're about to make a save here. That was a lot of work. We don't want that work to go to waste. So make sure you don't get too greedy. We can make a save here. Some inventory management. We're about to take our hemolytic injectors with us. Make sure you take that, because our strategy in the basement relies on hemolytic injectors. Craft 1. We've got some scrap. We've got blood. We've got everything we need. We've come well prepared. Yeah, we're about to utilize a few strategies here in the basement, again, that are pretty consistent. The basement's not too difficult. I actually do like both Leon and Grace's part in this Resident Evil. Usually in Resident Evil games, you've got like the first section is strong, second section is also strong, but sometimes the third section is weak. That's been sort of the criticism at times, but I thought Resident Evil 9 Requiem had a lot of good sections in terms of balance. I just wish it was a bit of a longer game. I really enjoyed it. Felt it was a bit short, but you know, we can't complain. Capcom have been cooking lately. And yeah, we're going to come in here now and we're going to start utilizing our hemolytic injector on this guy. Get rid of him. Get rid of this guy. We don't want them to be roaming around later, especially with the girl around, so get rid of them. We've got enough. And get rid of this guy. We don't have to get rid of these guys. There are other ways to deal with them, but I'm playing it super safe. We want to be super safe. Grab the scrap, get the blood. But yeah, what was I saying? I was saying about Capcom. They've been cooking lately, and they haven't let us down at all. And actually, I think Capcom are one of the few companies that know how to make secondary characters. So when the girl comes here, just make sure you run quick and just, you know, don't stop. You'll be fine. Come over here, put in the plug, burn her to a crisp like we did before, and we're done. We're doing good. But yeah, like I feel like they're one of the few companies that when they swap a protagonist, they do it pretty well. I really like Grace. I like her character development. I like the way she grew throughout the game. She went from, you know, frightened and scared and shaky to you know, having more confidence, and it was really cool to see. Again, get rid of those guys, use the hemolytic injector on that guy, we want to get rid of him, and now we're gonna shoot him with one bullet, get him to follow us, put in the plug here, go inside here, shoot this guy in the head, shoot this guy in the head, and then just run into the room. So we can nicely take them out by electrocution. Execution by electrocution. Again, this is what I was saying about Resident Evil. It's like there's so many different ways you can do things, and shout out to iFreems here. He was the first guy that I saw doing it this way. Yeah, gotta give credit where credit's due. This part I didn't really come up with it. I was doing it slightly differently, but yeah, it saves you a lot of bullets, and it's a pretty cool way to get rid of them. Now we've got plenty of bullets here. If you wanted to speed up the process, you could just shoot them, just unload, shoot them, no problem. But I was, like I said, I was playing super conservative. It's a bit annoying when they fall in that water, they continue getting electrocuted, but doesn't make a difference. Just annoying until we take that out, so we no longer hear the electrocution. Yeah, I also, you know, I'm a big, huge Devil May Cry fan, and I think when they introduced Nero, you know, I thought he was a pretty cool character too. You know, Dante is a fan favorite, and you know, I love Dante, but I do love Nero too, and even the gameplay with both Dante and Nero's is excellent. Pick up the lockpick there, get the blood, get the square wrench. I was going to call it the T-bar, but they're calling it the square wrench, I guess. Get the blood, and then we're going to trigger the girl coming into this room. Just be careful here. Come over here, trigger her. She's about to start feasting on this guy. Yuck. Disgusting. Just wait for her here until she lets go of him, and then do as I do. Play it safe, but you got to be a little bit quick here, because she is actually super fast for some reason. You can easily get grabbed here, so watch out. So look, as soon as she puts him down, just wait here. Don't start running. Just keep sneaking, Solid Snake style. As you can probably tell, I'm a huge MGS fan too. Been a huge MGS fan since I was young. I'll never forget the days when MGS dropped and changed gaming history forever. Get out and put the plug in here, and we're about to go inside this room so we can start crafting Molotovs. Use the lockpick inside here to grab the wreck, so we can craft wreck bullets. Get the blood, and we're doing good. We are doing good. So yeah, I was talking about you know, side characters, and again, female protagonists, and I think Capcom just know how to do these things. And you know, a lot of people think that gamers mind when it's a female protagonist, but it's not so much. I don't think the emphasis should be on whether they're female or male, but I think the emphasis should be on whether they're a cool character or not. And they just, and if it's a cool character, it's a cool character. And in this case, I think they've done really well with Grace. Just make sure you keep running there, don't stop. She's going to drop, don't panic. Go back into the room, and we're going to do some inventory management. Again, we're doing good. Now, I do end up putting the wreck away here. I think you should be carrying the wreck, and I'm going to explain why later. I ended up in a bit of a tricky position, and you're going to see why. But just carry the wreck with you. Take my advice, carry the wreck with you. You need the wreck. We need the wreck. That's the other thing about the Requiem. I read online somewhere that the design is based on Nero's gun from DMC 5. And actually when I tried to look at Nero's gun, they do look very eerishly similar. So I don't know if one of you guys want to fact check me on this, but I think it's the actual same design of Nero's gun, which is pretty cool. Use the wrench in this room. You could go the other way. There's multiple ways to approach this. I like to come through here. I think it's a bit safer. Also, the lockpick is here. And we can sneak up on this guy easily with another hemolytic injector. Remember, we've been crafting them throughout the way. I have been doing a bit of commentary here. But yeah, make sure you're crafting hemolytic injectors along the way. I go around here, pick up a bottle. And there's a second bottle. We don't need all of this stuff, but... Oh, sorry, a makeshift knife and a bottle, I guess. And we're about to go into the safe. Let's see here. What's the code? The code is 70 left, 50 right, and 20 left. I think my eyesight is pretty bad. But yeah, you can just pause it and check it. That's the bottle I was talking about. And now we grab the second plug, and we've got 2 plugs out of 3. Yeah, I think Capcom have been doing an outstanding job lately. And I can't wait for the DLC. I hope they incorporate a lot of action segments. Maybe we get to play as Leon for a bit longer. That would be fantastic. That's what I would want to see. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know what you guys think. What do you guys think? What would you want to see in this DLC? I actually enjoyed, I think a lot of the Resident Evils are really enjoyable. I really enjoyed the 2 remake. Yeah, use the wrench here, put in the 2 plugs, and you're going to be fine. Because the girl's is gonna show up. But don't worry about her, she won't be able to come in. Grab some scrap here and just continue. There she is. There she is. Always on our heels, but we're 1 step ahead of the game. We are 1 step ahead of the game. Just continue. Grab the scrap. And... yeah, we've got plenty of scrap. We've got plenty of scrap, plenty of blood. We can be crafting anything we need, so we're in good shape. Yeah, with Resident Evil 2 Remake, I think, again, that was an outstanding game, masterpiece, if you ask me. It's a bit annoying that 3, I think, was not on the same level. They didn't have the same level of care. I think that was a little bit of a letdown. I still do enjoy Resident Evil 3, but it's not one of my favorites. It's I think they could have done Nemesis a bit better, and the dodging mechanic was a little bit, the introduction of the dodging mechanic was a bit questionable. Again, it will be interesting to know what you guys think, but this is just, my thoughts out loud. And it was very short. It was a very, very short game. I think originally they intended it to be all 1 game, but they ended up releasing it as two games. I just don't think it's a full out, game by itself. I think you can kind of tell that it's not an entire game on its own. Still, nonetheless, a good addition to the Resident Evils. I actually haven't played Resident Evil 5 and 6. it'll be interesting to know what your thoughts about those games are. I do hear, I have read reviews, and I do hear the complaints about 6 in particular. Be interesting to see if you guys agree or not. Unfortunately right now I've got a PS5, but I'm thinking about getting a PS3 and revisiting some of these classics, because some of the games are just locked onto the PS3. Go back, grab the joint plugs, and yeah, go back in here. Yeah, so we didn't need, I was saying earlier, we need the Requiem. We didn't need the Requiem up until now, but from here you definitely, most certainly, take my word for it, take the Requiem with you. Don't be an idiot like I was. I made my life infinitely more difficult in this next phase because I just forgot to take the Requiem with me, which was a huge mistake. But it allowed me to improve in this next section and be able to deal with it without the Requiem. So that's good as well. So if you utilize the same strategies that I did, so just run in here, she'll be chasing you again, burn her to a crisp, light her up. There's this guy chilling here, get rid of him. We've got so many hemolytic injectors, guys. We're playing this super safe. Get rid of him, go back out, and continue on our way. We are about to be on our way to everybody's favorite section in the game, processing. Processing is about to begin. Those words are going to haunt me. That section is probably the most difficult part of this basement. Everything else is not too bad. Even this guy, I could have just unloaded on him, but I was trying to be conservative and toy with him there. I played it super safe, hid in the vents. You know, I was trying to save bullets there, but don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to use the knife here. You could easily mess things up and take a bit of damage. But if you're not worried about the damage, then just deal with him. And I gave him a hemolytic injector, even though I don't think it's necessary, maybe, or required, because he's in this room. But I just thought, yeah, I don't want to risk it. Let me just play it super safe. I've got hemolytic injectors, and like I said, by the end of the game, we just have too much stuff. And even though I played it super conservative everywhere, I ended up with an unbelievable amount of Molotov cocktails and hemolytic injectors and Requiem bullets. Come in here, the girl will be hovering around. Straight away, put the plug in here. And yeah, use the key we grabbed from the forklift. Well, I mean, the key we grabbed for the forklift.
Oh my God.
And then just come in here, make sure, obviously, we needed to have our lockpick from earlier, because there's some material here for the Requiem, the rare metal. And because I've got the RIP knife here, I can deal with it. You can so these guys, if they grab you, it doesn't do any damage. But I just tried not to, but I didn't care if they grabbed me or not. I wasn't trying to be a super perfectionist here. And yeah, just go to town on this guy with the RIP knife. He'll be shred him to bits. Plus, he drops more blood, so that's always good. But yeah, I could have, if I had the rec, I could have just used one rec bullet there. But since I have the RIP knife, I saved the rec bullet. But I'm about to enter a world of pain due to the fact that I didn't bring the rec, and I realized too late. I realized after I had made the save, and I overwrote my save, so I was in a world of trouble. I didn't want to really restart the campaign. I thought, you know what, I better be able to deal with this especially if I'm considering a no save, no damage run. I mean, you know, us dads out here, we got to cater these challenges to what is realistic and achievable, even though I think it is achievable with practice. So I decided to grab the handgun ammo. There is some stuff to the left that you can grab, but the zombie kind of gets up. You know, it's up to you if you want to risk it. I didn't, because I just, like I said, I didn't, you know, I've gone overboard here with the amount of stuff that I've grabbed. And we are now at processing. Get the blood. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're enjoying this guide, like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And in the next episode, we'll be taking on the processor.